Is it your first time visiting Universal Orlando and you're feeling overwhelmed in the planning process? Well, don't worry, because this video, I've got you covered. This is your ultimate first-timer's guide to Universal Orlando. Let's start off with the basics. Here at Universal Orlando, there are 4 parks. Islands of Adventure, right over here. Right over this way is Universal Studios Florida. Right down the road, about 15 minutes away, is the brand new Universal Epic Universe. And then there's also a water park, Universal Volcano Bay. Right now, I'm standing in Universal City Walk. This is a shopping, dining, entertainment hub where you can eat, shop, drink, hang out, and this part is free admission. Now that Epic Universe has opened, things have changed a little bit. So that's why I'm making this updated first-timers guide, because now Universal Orlando has 2 campuses. This is considered the main campus, where you have Universal Studios, City Walk, and Islands of Adventure. Over here, you'll also have the original 8 hotels: Portofino Bay, Hard Rock Hotel, Lowe's Royal Pacific, Lowe's Sapphire Falls, Aventura Hotel, Cabana Bay, and also Endless Summer Surfside and Dockside are a little drive away, but I still consider them part of this main campus. You can see the water taxis going by. Those are taking guests to the water taxi hotels, which are Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, Royal Pacific, and Sapphire Falls. Then over at the Epic Universe campus, you have, of course, the brand new Epic Universe Park and 3 brand new hotels: Terra Luna, Stella Nova, and Helios Grand Hotel. Helios Grand Hotel is literally inside of Epic Universe. So even though the parks are a little spread out now, Universal still offers free transportation to all parks and Universal resorts. So how do you get from here, the main campus, to Epic Universe? You take a bus. How do you get from here to Royal Pacific? You could take a water taxi or a walking path. How do you get from here to Surfside and Dockside? You take a shuttle bus. Super easy, convenient transportation no matter where you want to go around Universal. Same with Volcano Bay. Let's head into Islands of Adventure and we'll talk about the park by park breakdown of what you can expect in each park if you've never been here to Universal Orlando. You can see here the sign shows you Universal Studios Florida is right to the right. These 2 parks are so close together. They are about a 5-minute walk, and you also can take the Hogwarts Express. If you have the park-to-park ticket, it'll take you over from Hogsmeade right into Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida. And just a little tip, I'll be throwing some tips in here throughout the video. The Hogwarts Express, each way you ride it back and forth has a different experience, so make sure you ride it both ways. One thing that's really important to know is that if you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel, you can get early park admission to the parks. Islands of Adventure typically has early park admission, as well as Epic Universe. We're doing it right now. This is what you can see. All other guests this way. If you have early park admission, you're gonna go right this way and just show your hotel key, and you'll be able to enter the park 1 hour before everyone else. Here's our hotel key, and you can also use your annual pass. Just be careful of blackout dates if you have an annual pass, but this hotel key is guaranteed to get you in. Here, you can see right here, on-site hotel guests, annual pass holders. We're going in for early entry. Here in Islands of Adventure, you can experience Hogsmeade. So this is for the Wizarding World fans. Hogsmeade is amazing. There's 3 rides in Islands of Adventure, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade. The most popular: Hagrid's Magical Creatures, Motorbike Adventure, Forbidden Journey, and Flight of the Hippogriff. Plus, of course, the Hogwarts Express that takes you from park to park. So if you're looking for the Harry Potter rides, you're gonna wanna come here. There also is a bunch of Harry Potter shopping experiences, like you can go into the iconic Honeydukes, get some wizarding candy like exploding bonbons. Dine at the 3 Broomsticks. This is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or grab yourself a drink in Hogshead Bar. Here's another tip. This is the best place to get a butterbeer because there's really never a line. And if you see the carts outside have long lines, come into Hogshead. You can get a non-alcoholic butterbeer right in here. Also, don't forget you can cast spells throughout the Wizarding World. You can also experience the iconic Ollivanders. It's a little show they have here in the wand shop where the wand chooses the wizard. you can find any Harry Potter merchandise. You can get yourself a robe that's customized, represent your Hogwarts house, or grab a wand and cast spells throughout the wizarding world. Here at Islands of Adventure, it has all the big rides. The coasters you've probably seen in videos like the Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, the Hulk, they are all here at Islands of Adventure. But don't worry, there's truly something for everyone to enjoy. You can go to Seuss Landing and hop on the carousel. You can go to Marvel and head on Spider-Man. There's a great variety of attractions here, but most of them are pretty thrilling. The two most thrilling rides at Universal Orlando are Velocicoaster and Stardust Racers over at Epic Universe. And I don't know about you, but it is 8:30 in the morning and I need a little wake up. Let's go on Velocicoaster. Just got off Velocicoaster. This ride, you guys, is insane. So one thing about Velocicoaster, Stardust Racers, and the Hulk Coaster, for those, you have to store all of your loose articles in lockers. You will have to go through a metal detector before riding. You just have to make sure everything is stowed away. They do have free lockers that you can use. Stardust Racers and Velocicoaster have really great double-sided lockers, super easy. So just note that or leave them with a non-rider. Here in Islands of Adventure, it is one big circle that consists of various lands from your favorite books, movies, and even comics. So you have Seuss Landing, you have the Lost Continent, which is the original concept. You have Harry Potter Hogsmeade, Jurassic Park, Toon Lagoon, and Marvel's Superhero Island. Right now, we are taking the Hogwarts Express. Hi. Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks so much. Right now, we are on the Hogwarts Express. We're taking it over from Islands of Adventure to Universal Studios Florida. Like I said, be sure to have that park-to-park ticket if you want to ride. It's not only a mode of transportation between parks, but it's also an experience. And look, it looks like I'm really on the Hogwarts Express. I'll have a chocolate frog, please. And just like magic, we're here in Universal Studios Florida at King's Cross Station, so you can see how awesome the Hogwarts Express is. I told you this video is going to be packed with tips as well, so when you're in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you have to try, of course, the iconic butterbeer. As of the recording of this video, a butterbeer is $9.49. It's going to be $10 soon, so that's a lot. Here's a little tip. If you're here at the Leaky Cauldron or the Three Broomsticks for breakfast and you get a kid's breakfast, it actually comes with a drink and you can get a butterbeer. So I got a kid's breakfast for like $12. I got pancakes, bacon, sausage, croissant, and a butterbeer for like almost the price of one butterbeer. And it's delicious. Here in Diagon Alley, this is more of the shopping experience. So if you want to see a bunch of the Harry Potter shops and the theming, Diagon Alley is the place for you. Here in the money exchange, you can exchange your Muggle money for Gringotts banknotes to use around the park. There is only one attraction here, and they do have some street shows and, of course, wands, but this is probably one of the best attractions in all of Universal, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It's like a hybrid motion simulator coaster indoors. It's not really a motion simulator. It's a really cool experience. You're gonna have to ride it and see for yourself. Here in Universal Studios Florida, you can ride the movies. You have your classic rides. You have some opening day attractions still open, like E.T. Adventure, and even new attractions like the brand new DreamWorks Land and Minion Land. This is a great park for kids because of those two new lands. So I'll tell you all about Universal Studios Florida. I do actually have full tours of each park too, if you want to check those out on my channel, just so you can get an idea of where everything is and what actually the parks have, a full list. Universal Studios Florida is the flagship park, which opened in 1990. The main path is an oval starting at Minions Land and going all the way around this World Expo area and to New York. This park features several themed lands as well. Simpsons Land, which we are in right now, New York, San Francisco, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, World Expo, DreamWorks Land, Hollywood, and Minion Land. A great thing about Universal Studios Florida is they have a ton of street shows. You can see right across the way, the Beat Builders are playing. You can see the Blues Brothers, Marilyn and the Diamond Bellas. There's so much live entertainment around this park. Another great thing about Universal is that not only do they have such great shows as street shows, but they also have a parade. The Mega Movie Parade happens daily at 2 p.m. and it is such a great parade. It has your movie favorites from Back to the Future to Minions to Trolls to Sing to E.T. Something for everyone in this parade, and I absolutely love it. So that happens here at Universal Studios Florida. One thing you're going to want to consider when planning your first Universal Orlando trip is what time of the year do you want to visit? Universal is big on holidays. So from February to March, they have Mardi Gras. In the summer, they have a bunch of like summer celebrations that you could enjoy. It is a busy time of the year though. Then they have Halloween Horror Nights from the end of August to the first weekend of November. Then they have the Universal Holidays. Halloween Horror Nights is a separately ticketed event. Universal Holidays and Mardi Gras is actually included in your park ticket, which is really cool. And a lot of that takes place right here at Universal Studios Florida. So you have to decide, what time of the year do you want to visit? Of course, during the holidays, it's going to be a little more crowded. My personal favorite times of the year to go are January after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You're going to get really great weather then. It might even be a little chilly. May is a great time to go, and September. Beginning of November is great too, but if you go the beginning of November, then you might miss the Universal holiday starting towards the end of November. You always want to try to avoid those holiday weekends because those are going to bring the crowds. And of course, Christmas week. That's the most popular time of the year to visit. It's going to be very crowded. So if you can avoid those days, I would highly recommend it.
Now, I know I've mentioned Epic Universe, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of this brand new park that just opened on May 22nd, 2025. But just to give you an overview of what you need to know, this park features 5 incredibly immersive worlds: How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, and Celestial Park. Celestial Park is the main hub of the park and features 2 main attractions, Stardust Racers and Constellation Carousel. Here, you can use early park admission on select attractions in Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, and Celestial Park. I highly suggest taking advantage of early park admission at Epic Universe since the wait times can get very long because everybody wants to visit the new park. Don't forget that Universal Orlando also has a water park, Volcano Bay, and this is one of the best water parks that I've been to. They have some standout rides like the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster and a crazy drop slide in the volcano, which I still can't believe I actually did. They have a fearless river, a lazy river, and it's overall a great time, especially if you really like water parks. But keep in mind, Volcano Bay will be closed for an extended period of time from October 26th, 2026 to March 24th of 2027.
We're going to want to consider our ticket options. What ticket is right for you for your first trip? I always recommend using a travel agent like the Park Prodigy. They can help you plan and pick what kind of ticket option is right for you, hotel is right for you at no additional cost. Plus, you can use the code, the Krystal Palace 10, to save even more money at checkout. But I'll give you a quick little overview right now. So, like I mentioned before, the park-to-park ticket is essential if you want to ride the Hogwarts Express and travel between Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. Then you could get multi-day tickets, and be sure to keep your eye out because Universal is always offering some great deals like buy 2 days, get 2 days free. They typically offer this in the winter, so keep your eye on promotions like that.
For 2026 tickets and beyond, 3 or more multi-day tickets allow park hopping at Epic Universe. So this means that you can spend more than 1 day at the new park if you would like. So 3, 4, 5 day multi-day tickets, you can park hop, but if you buy a single day ticket or a 2-day ticket, you could still only spend 1 day at Epic Universe. It doesn't allow more than 1 day at the new park.
Another ticket option you might want to consider is the annual pass. Now, if you're coming one time, you might say, Krystal, I don't need an annual pass. But you just have to look at the annual pass options because if you're staying for like 4 days or more, depending on the ticket prices, getting an annual pass might be worth it for you because you do get discounts, you get perks, other fun stuff if you have an annual pass here at Universal Orlando. So just be sure to look at the pricing and compare, and be sure to Keep note if the passes have any blackout dates, that it's not, of course, when you're planning on coming. Some additional ticket options are, of course, a Universal Express Pass, which can get you to skip most of the line, typically cuts your wait time in half at select attractions. Now, actually, Universal has added so many more rides to the Universal Express Pass, so now even Hagrid's and Velocicoaster you can use the Express Pass on. Over in Epic Universe, they added Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, as well as Minecart Madness. Just note too that the Express Pass for these two parks and Epic Universe are different. Epic Universe Express Pass is only single use. You can only ride each attraction one time. Over here, you can get the single use Express Pass, or you can get an unlimited Express Pass to ride the rides as many times as you want. Now, if you stay at the Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, or Royal Pacific, you do get that Universal Express Pass Unlimited included in your stay, which is a really great deal, a really great value. So just keep note of that as well if you're looking for a hotel, and know that that's not including Epic Universe, so you would have to buy the Express Pass separately for Epic if you're staying at those hotels if you want it. Another thing you can do to level up your experience is get the VIP tour, which is honestly such an amazing experience. I was lucky enough to do one. I do have a video on my channel if you want to check it out, but basically I'm standing right in front of the Cafe La Bamba because this is where you'll get a lunch included. They have private, they have non-private VIP tours. It's a really great thing. You get a tour guide, they take you behind the stage, behind the attractions, they take you in places that normal guests can't go. Plus, you get to skip, literally this is the skip the line option. You will get taken right to the front of every line in the park, even Hagrid's. Such a great experience. So if you're looking to splurge a little bit and you want the ultimate Universal experience, the VIP tour is the way to do it. And I can't forget the best thing. Don't forget to get a free celebration button commemorating your first visit here. They do have first visit ones. You could get Minions on it, or you can get I'm celebrating and write on it. No matter what, these are complimentary and they will commemorate your very first visit to Universal Orlando. We're here in the lobby of the Hard Rock Hotel because there are so many hotel perks that you need to be aware of before you come for the first time. First is early park admission, as we showed at the beginning of this video. You also get free transportation, which I talked about. You also get Express Pass if you're staying at this hotel, which I also talked about. So we kind of covered a lot in this video already, but just want to make sure you know, because I highly recommend staying at a Universal hotel. I think it's just so worth it, especially if you're coming for the first time. You can't beat the Universal hotel experience. One thing I didn't mention yet is that if you buy something in the parks, you do get free merchandise delivery to your hotel room or to the lobby. So here for the signature resorts, they'll actually deliver the merchandise right to your room, which is really, really nice.
And a huge perk about staying at Helios Grand Hotel is that it has its own dedicated entrance to Epic Universe, which is probably the biggest perk at any Universal hotel. You can literally walk downstairs and right into the park.
If you want to check out tours of the Universal hotels, be sure to on the Krystal Palace YouTube. All of them are great. I have honestly nothing bad to say about any of them. I would recommend any. It's so great because there is actually a hotel for everyone, no matter what your price point is, what your needs are. If you want a family-friendly stay, if you want a really adult-friendly stay, no matter what, there's something for everyone. Here are a few tips for navigating the Universal parks that will be helpful on your first visit, or your third, or your fourth, or so on and so forth. They're always going to be helpful. First is downloading the Universal app. There are no more physical maps here in the parks, so if you want to be able to get around, see where everything is, check on wait times, all of that good stuff, you're going to need the Universal app, and Universal does have free Wi-Fi you can connect to. At places like the Three Broomsticks and the Leaky Cauldron, you'll need to get a table first, which could mean a wait during peak times. Like this line will totally fill up, but you still are going to be able to mobile order and have your food right to your table, so you're really just going to be waiting for a table. Don't forget that at Universal, they do offer a child swap program. So for certain rides that, might be too intense for some members of your party, or if they aren't tall enough, you can do child swap. One adult can wait with the child in the child swap family room while the other one rides, and then they can simply swap and the other one can ride. Really great program they have, so be sure to ask a team member in front of the ride when you're doing child swap. Another tip for navigating the parks is utilizing the single rider lines here at Universal Orlando. So for some rides, they will offer a single rider line. Now, if you don't mind your party being split up, or if you actually are a single rider, you can hop in this line and it may or may not cut your wait time down. So basically how it works is that they pull from the single rider line if they just need to fill one seat per train. Now, I always recommend doing single rider on rides like the Mummy, Gringotts, Battle at the Ministry in Epic Universe, Monsters Unchained in Epic Universe, rides that have more than 2 seats per row, because then you'll have a better chance of actually getting pulled from the single rider line. Another tip is to make some dining reservations for a nice break to sit down. Now, if you have a few days here in the parks, I love doing a dining reservation. This is one of my favorites, Finnegan's Bar and Grill. Great place to eat, grab a nice bite, sit, relax in air conditioning, especially during those hot summer Florida months. Finnegan's is great. Mythos over in Islands of Adventure is so popular, and City Walk is filled with a bunch of restaurants. City Walk is so great when you're at Universal or Islands because you could just simply walk out and go to any of those great restaurants there. I would recommend making a reservation just so you can secure your place. Another tip is for navigating crowds. What you always want to do is start at the back of the park and work forward. So it just so happens works out great that at the back of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure is Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. So that's always going to be where you want to start because those are the most popular lands and you're going to want to do them bright and early. Epic Universe, that's a whole different story. If you want an Epic Universe itinerary, watch that video on the Krystal Palace YouTube. So now a few essential things you need to know. At the front of the park, you can find a first aid station at all parks. They also will have another one located mainly towards the back of the park. They'll have lost and found, restrooms, of course, family-size lockers, fuel rods, swappable power if you need a portable charger. But I really want to talk about the lockers because don't be fooled and think that you need to get one of these lockers. These are going to be $15 for the large locker and $20 for the family lockers. You don't need this because outside of each attraction at all 3 of the parks, they will have free lockers that you can use while you ride. Now, if you want to skip the lockers altogether, wear a fanny pack. It's really great, easy, convenient thing to do. You could just go on most of the rides with just your fanny pack. But if not, don't worry, they do have lockers outside of each ride. Now, some people do want these, and that's fine. If you want to leave your stuff at the front of the park, not have to worry about it, you can get them. Epic Universe locker situation is a little different. Their locker system is even better than this because all their ride lockers are actually in the queue. It's so easy, so convenient. So same thing, don't have to get a locker there. At one of the paid ones, you can use the free ride lockers at each attraction. Another great park tip that you're gonna need to know is how to get free water. So at quick service restaurants, you could just simply ask for a cup of water and it'll save you money versus buying water bottles all day. Or you can get something like this, and this is a reusable water bottle. I love this one because it's collapsible, so it could fit in your fanny pack, your backpack, or whatever super easily. And you can fill those up at any water bottle fountain or Coke freestyle station and you get free water. Epic Universe especially has a lot of water fountains they put in the park, which is great. And even all the parks, you can find Coke's freestyle stations pretty much anywhere. Besides the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, they don't have any Coke freestyle stations in any of the parks. Well, folks, that does it. I hope this helped you out for your very first visit to Universal Orlando. If it did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for at Universal. And subscribe to the Krystal Palace. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.